When it comes to vitamins, the popular narrative is simple. If a little is good, more must be better. But biological systems are rarely that linear. In truth, every essential micronutrient lives on a tightrope between too little and too much, and crossing that line, especially with fat-soluble or pharmacological dose supplements, can take you from health hero to metabolic hazard in surprisingly little time. That's why recommended dietary intakes, RDIs, exist, not as rigid targets, but as carefully calculated zones of safety grounded in decades of biochemical and clinical evidence. Let's start with what RDIs actually are. These values are set by national health organizations to indicate the average daily intake level needed to meet the nutrient requirements of nearly all healthy individuals in a specific age and sex group. They're not minimums, nor are they maximums. Rather, they're the Goldilocks zone, enough to prevent deficiency diseases like scurvy, rickets, or pellagra, while steering well clear of toxicity. For most nutrients, there's also a tolerable upper intake level, UL, a ceiling beyond which adverse effects may occur. But here's where things get tricky. The margin between adequacy and toxicity isn't always generous, especially for certain vitamins. Fat-soluble vitamins, A, D, E, and K, are where most people get into trouble. Unlike water-soluble vitamins like C and the B-complex, which the body can flush out relatively easily, fat-soluble ones are stored in the liver and fatty tissues. This means they accumulate over time, and when intake routinely exceeds the body's needs, levels can rise from helpful to harmful without obvious warning signs. Take vitamin A. It's critical for vision, immune function, and skin health. But excessive intake, particularly from supplements or fortified foods, can lead to hypervitaminosis A, a condition marked by liver damage, intracranial pressure, bone demineralization, and even birth defects if consumed in high amounts during pregnancy. The gap between the RDI, 700 to 900 micrograms RA for adults, and the UL, 3,000 micrograms RA, isn't particularly wide, and long-term intakes near or above that ceiling have been associated with increased risk of osteoporosis and hip fractures. Ironically, some people end up with vitamin A toxicity while trying to improve their eyesight, proof that micronutrients don't read your intentions. Vitamin D tells a similar story. While deficiency is common, especially in northern latitudes or indoor lifestyles, its recent elevation to supernutrient status has triggered a supplement gold rush. High-dose vitamin D can cause calcium imbalances, leading to vascular calcification, kidney stones, and impaired kidney function. The body converts vitamin D into calcitriol, a hormone that tightly regulates calcium levels, but give it too much raw material, and the system can go haywire. The safe upper intake level is about 100 micrograms, 4,000 IU for adults, but some supplements offer 10,000 IU or more per dose, particularly in immune-boosting products. At that point, it's not nutrition, it's pharmacology. Even water-soluble vitamins aren't always innocent. Vitamin B6, for example, is water-soluble but still capable of causing toxicity at high doses. Chronic intake above 100 milligrams per day, far beyond the RDI of 1.3 to 2.0 milligrams, has been linked to peripheral neuropathy, a nerve condition that causes tingling, numbness, and burning sensations in the hands and feet. The irony? People often take B6 supplements for energy or nerve support, only to end up damaging the very system they hope to strengthen. This fine line between benefit and harm is further complicated by individual variability. Genetics, age, sex, liver function, existing medical conditions, and even gut microbiota can all influence how a person absorbs, stores, and metabolizes vitamins. Someone with impaired kidney function might struggle to excrete excess vitamin C, increasing their risk of kidney stones. A person with a polymorphism in the MTHFR gene may process folic acid inefficiently, leading to buildup of unmetabolized folic acid in the blood. For these individuals, even normal supplemental doses might not be safe. There's also the issue of nutrient interactions. High doses of one vitamin can throw others off balance. Excessive zinc intake can lead to copper deficiency. Too much vitamin E may blunt the effects of vitamin K, interfering with blood clotting. Massive niacin supplementation, once thought to be a wonder drug for cholesterol, can generate toxic metabolites like 4-PY that irritate blood vessels and promote inflammation. These aren't just academic concerns, they show up in the real world, often when people self-dose with over-the-counter megavitamins believing they're boosting their longevity, when they're actually gambling with their biochemistry. The very existence of RDIs reflects this complexity. They're not arbitrary. They're based on population studies, metabolic balance trials, and risk assessments. They attempt to map out the safe middle ground where most people can get the benefits of a vitamin without the baggage. But they also assume a background of normal health and average diets, which isn't always the case. When people combine multiple fortified foods, high-dose supplements, and an ever-changing menu of functional snacks, they may unknowingly stack nutrients to levels that no longer resemble anything natural or safe. And of course, this wouldn't be a proper warning without a dash of humor. If you're taking enough vitamin D to light up a small solar panel, washing it down with a smoothie fortified like a Flintstones vitamin on steroids, and topping it off with a multi that sounds like a Marvel character, Ultra Mega Men's Max Vitality Plus Immune Power Turbo Boost, you might want to ease up before your liver files a restraining order. In the end, the body thrives on precision, not excess. Micronutrients are powerful tools, but like any tool, their benefits depend on using the right one, in the right amount, for the right job. Cross the threshold from deficiency to excess, and even the friendliest vitamin can become a biochemical saboteur. So respect the RDI. It's not just a number, it's the result of a long, careful negotiation between biology, nutrition science, and the law of diminishing returns. Your body doesn't want more, it wants balance.